Welcome to another episode of the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. I'm your host, Connor Moreno, lead writer for UCLA Bruins on SI. And today we're going to go ahead and talk about some football recruiting. UCLA has been on a hot streak in football recruiting, and we're going to talk about baseball and the Omaha College World Series that's coming up this weekend. So let's start with football. Football is just not stopping. I mean, the recruits are coming in today as we're recording, which is Tuesday, June 10th. They've landed two more recruits. They got a defensive lineman, Robert James III, who initially signed to Fresno State, but went ahead and requested if he could opt out, and he's signing with UCLA now. He's a class of 2025 recruit, actually, so he's going to be part of the 2025 recruiting class. And the other one on Tuesday is Logan Hiru. He's a three-star safety, local product, pretty good pickup for the Bruins. And it's just been an incredible week, honestly, for UCLA in terms of recruiting. I mean, yesterday, which is Monday, they landed Johnny Jones, four-star offensive lineman, which is now the highest-rated recruit in UCLA's 2026 class, and is Deshaun Foster's highest-rated recruit ever since he's been at the helm in Westwood. So it's been a great week of recruiting. UCLA is not slowing down. They had a huge week of visits this last weekend. I think it was upwards of 11 official visits, and that visit is starting to pay dividends because they've already pulled at least three hard commitments from those visits. So whatever they're doing it right. A lot of people are lauding UCLA's ability to build real relationships, which is one of their mantras. I literally just said it word for word. They're building real relationships coast to coast. And I mean, Micah Smith, who was the first four-star that they got for the 2026 class, he's from Vero Beach, Florida, and Johnny Jones is also from Florida. So they just pulled their two highest rated recruits all the way from across the country in Florida. And I mean, their recruiting tactics are working. Deshaun Foster is ushering in a new culture of UCLA Bruins football. He is doing everything he can to get as much talent into Westwood as possible. So yeah, he's been doing really good, and I said it in yesterday's episode. I'll say it again today, but the next time we record, I wouldn't be surprised if there's one or two more commits going to UCLA, because they're riding so much momentum right now, and it's been really fun to watch. Let's go ahead and move over to baseball. Baseball is playing in the College Baseball World Series this weekend. UCLA is and their round one matchup and game time has been released. So as we all know, they're going to go ahead and be playing against Murray State. Murray State beat Duke in 3 games of the Durham Super Regional, sorry. And they're going to be playing on Saturday, June 14th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. That is 2 p.m. Eastern time. So a pretty early game for a lot of UCLA fans, but they're going to be able to watch Coach John Savage and shortstop Rock Chalowski, who we'll talk about right now. They'll be able to watch them pretty early in the morning, and win or lose, they don't play again until Monday, the 16th. So a couple days in between for the Bruins, in between their games. And the other two teams that are in their bracket, and if you don't know, I've explained it a couple times on the pod. If you don't know how the College Baseball World Series works, is that at the beginning, which I think is pretty cool, you start with 64 teams, just like March Madness. And then those 64 teams, you split them into groups of 4, and those groups of 4 play in a double elimination bracket play tourney. So that means 64 turns into 16, and 16 teams advance to super regionals. Now, 16 teams are split into teams of 2, and they just play a best-of-3 series, which is why UCLA played only against UTSA in the Los Angeles Super Regional and swept them. And, UCLA is actually coming into Omaha undefeated. They swept their way through the Los Angeles regional round. They beat Fresno State, Arizona State, UC Irvine, and then they beat UTSA in 2 games this past weekend in the best of 3 series. So anyways, that 16 teams goes down to 8. It gets split in half, and 8 teams advance to Omaha. And then in Omaha, you put them in 2 groups of 4, and they play another double elimination bracket play tournament. I think that's pretty cool. And then those 8 teams are actually cut down into the last 2 who play for the national championship. So long story short, UCLA, in order to advance to the national championship series, needs to win 2 games before they lose 2 games. So they can go 2-1. Actually, they would have to go 3. If they lose 1, they would have to win 3 games. Yeah. If they lose 1, they would have to win 3 games per the double elimination rules. So for instance, let's put it like this. Let's say on Saturday, the Bruins beat Murray State. Okay, Murray State advances to the elimination bracket, and UCLA advances to the winners semifinals. Then they'll play against Arkansas or LSU, which, by the way, Arkansas is ranked number 3, seeded number 3, I should say, and LSU is seeded number 6. So it's going to be a tough matchup for whoever comes out of UCLA and Murray State. UCLA is obviously seeded 15th. Anyway, so if the Bruins advance, they play against the winner of Arkansas and LSU. Let's say they lose that. If they lose against Arkansas and LSU, then they advance to the losers semifinals, and they'll play the winner of the 2 losers in the first round. It's a lot easier to look at, but I mean, than to explain, but bear with me. So no matter what, if they lose, they'll have to have won 3 games to advance to the national championship. And so their path is looking like this. UCLA beats Murray State, and then they beat the winner of Arkansas, LSU, and then they advance to the bracket play finals, and they'll play against whoever makes it out of losers. So they could play against 2 high-ranked opponents twice. At least once they'll play against them, at least once. The only way that they wouldn't is if they play Murray State in the first round, and then they win losers, and then they come back and play against Murray State. Whatever. It's a little bit confusing, but it's actually pretty fun. So yeah, so I mean, and I already mentioned, Arkansas, LSU is in their bracket play. On the other side, the other 4 teams that are competing in the other winners bracket, which if you're UCLA, you would much rather be in this bracket, is number 13 seed Coastal Carolina in their first round. They play against Arizona, and then number 8 Oregon State, they play against Louisville. So one of those 4 teams is going to advance to play one of the winners of UCLA's bracket in the national championship. Real quick, let's move on to Rock Chalosky. He was named the Perfect Game College Player of the Year by Perfect Game USA. Just another plaque for what's been a stellar season for Rock Chalosky. I mean, he's he won the Big Ten Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, won the District 9 Player of the Year. He's a finalist for the Brooks Wallace Award. He's a finalist for the Dick Hauser Trophy. He's a semifinalist for the Golden Spikes Award. He's just having an incredible season. And to top it off, he is playing in the World Series. So, I mean, great season. He's arguably the best player in college baseball right now. And it's becoming a little bit irrefutable because he just keeps on winning these awards. He keeps on taking UCLA to where they need to go. And yeah, don't be surprised if in the next pod we talk about him winning another award. Although the Brooks Wallace Award and Dick Hauser Trophy, they are going to be named on the 13th, which is the day before UCLA plays their first matchup. So, I will be covering all of that on UCLA Bruins on SI. And again, thank you for watching, listening to this episode of the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Connor Moreno, and we'll see you tomorrow.